Okay, so a few days ago, I started out on one email written. Yeah, I started out on one email written by somebody who's an expat living in Burma for 12 years who speaks Burmese, and so he was replying to the talk I gave about the Rohingya. And we also have another one from somebody who's Burmese replying to that too. So there's a lot of interest in this topic. So the person who's the expat, they have a small meditation group there in Thich Nhat Hanh's tradition. And so he asked me just some general questions about Buddhism that I thought I would address here. Okay. So he started out, I want to comment on the recent video posted about the Rohingya. Venerable Chögyam got to the heart of something we ourselves have been struggling with. What can we do? Okay, so I just want to let people know that Christina very kindly drafted a beautiful letter that we are sending off to the Burmese embassy in DC. And we can probably read that and, post it online too, I think. Okay. Because we think, the best way is to communicate with people we disagree with or people who are doing actions we're concerned about in a peaceful, respectful way. And the letter was really beautiful, very well done. And we all signed it, I think. So he continues, he said, here we are in a country surrounded by temples, monks, and nuns of all ages. The lay meditation practice is strong, and there are always meditation courses to attend. Burma has been ranked as the #1 most generous country in the world, with people giving alms to monastics and the needy alike. Yeah, so that's wonderful. Yet many of us struggle. We find some of the Burmese practices and ideas rigid. So here come the questions. So I've never been to Burma, so I can't comment from direct experience, but some of the things that he's asking about, I've seen in the other Buddhist countries where I've been visited, and certainly within the Tibetan community that I see. So first question, we are told, study only with this monk, not with that one. This way of meditation is correct. That one is not. Okay? So yes, this happens, I think, in most traditions because there are different ways of meditation and different teachers guiding the meditation, and so different teachers have different ways of teaching things. And so, of course, everybody feels that their way of teaching things is the best way, because otherwise, if they thought something else were better, they would be doing that. So, that's what they've been trained in, that's the way they feel, and so that's what they say to the people who come to them. Yeah. So some teachers are quite strict, and they say, don't go to any other teachers or practice any other kind of meditation. Other teachers are much more general and say, yes, you can, try things out. I mean, my approach is very much try things out and see what fits best with you. And if, because for me personally, what happened is the first teachers I went to, the teachers spoke to my heart. The meditation practice really helped me when I did it. So I just kept going back. I never went and tried all these different things because, what I learned at the beginning really gave me a lot to think about and a lot to work on. Other people have different things, and they want to go and try different methods out and meet different teachers. And so, so that's perfectly fine if you need to do that. Yeah. But I think at some point you need to settle on a teacher and a practice that that you do consistently, so that you can go deeper into that practice. Okay, so it doesn't mean one is right and the other's wrong, even though teachers may say that. You have to examine for yourself. So you have to learn the Buddha's teaching. And what did the Buddha teach? Yeah, and because some people, of course, will teach according to what the Buddha taught, other people may not. Some people, the meditation method is according to what the Buddha taught. Other people, they may have embellished it and added some other stuff. So it's something for the students to be aware of and be careful with, and make our own decisions about. Yeah. But I really feel if you resonate with a particular teacher and with what they're teaching and how they're practicing, and you see the other students there, and the other students are people that you would like to become like, then that kind of works for you. If the other students are doing things that don't really work for you, then maybe you need another group and another style or whatever. Okay, and I think personally that even when you have your teacher and you have one style of meditation you're working on, when you know the Dharma well, not so much when you're a beginner, but when you're already like settled and you're doing some good practice and you know what you're doing, then at that point it can be helpful to learn about some other traditions, because the way the other traditions teach things, or the angles of the, how they teach the meditation, sometimes that can help you with the meditation that you're already doing. So it's not that you switch to another tradition, but you take what you learn and you use it to improve the quality of whatever you're practicing already. Okay? So, we don't need to, I don't agree with this thing of, well, if you follow this person, you can't read any other books or you can't do anything else. That's not my way. Yeah, but it's some people's way. So what can I say? You can choose for yourself how you want to do it. I think personally it's good to be very respectful of different traditions, but also to be wise and really make sure that people are teaching according to what the Buddha taught. Yeah, and also, introducing you to things in the correct order, because at least in Tibetan Buddhism, there's all sorts of, and I think in all the different forms of Buddhism, there's different levels of practice. And so sometimes people in their enthusiasm, the other students, and sometimes the teacher too, in their enthusiasm, will say, do this high practice. It's the only time you can get the transmission for it, and so on and so forth. And I think we need to be very clear and practice at the level that we're at, and not, Geshe-la spoke about this, and he was saying, oh yeah, I want to go to the highest one, and skip over all this beginner stuff. I want to go to the highest one. And that's not always so wise. When you're building a building, as we've learned, you have to build the foundation first before you do the walls and the roof. Okay? So you get a much sounder building if you do it that way. It's the same in your practice. Okay? The other question, more questions. Often Buddhist learning and teaching is very abstract rather than being something we can apply to our daily lives. Yes, that's true. That, again, depends on the teacher and how the teacher is transmitting things. Some teachers, that's the way they were schooled, or that's the way they think, and so they teach Dharma in a very abstract way, and that makes sense to the people that are attracted to that particular tradition. And that's fine, that works for them, fantastic. Other teachers really try and emphasize practical applications. And so that works for the people who want practical applications. So I think it's good that there's a variety of different teachers who teach in different ways, because everybody isn't the same. It's not one size fits all. So, we need a variety so that people can find different approaches that make sense to them. Okay? And personally speaking, I think we need practical applications to the Dharma, because if we don't know how to practice it in our life, daily life, then we don't change very much. But also, I think we need the philosophy as well, and sometimes the philosophy may be presented in a more abstract fashion, but then we need to really study the philosophy and make it applicable, understand it so that it becomes applicable in our daily life. And like I said, some teachers will help, emphasize that more and help you more to make it applicable, and other teachers may not. They may be more scholarly. Okay, so you see what you personally need and what you resonate with. Personally, I think it's good to have some of the abstract study or the profound study and the practical application. I think we need both. Yeah, personally.